We're back.
Happy holidays, brother.
Happy holidays. So Todd and I were busy the past couple weeks.
We have been, yeah. We had took last week off for Thanksgiving. We had Smokin Rock and Roll. Our food truck business was a little jammed up with holiday orders, and you had a gig with Jackal, which I'm sure we're gonna get to. But we took the last week off.
Well,
so
we took the week before off because we played with the Bullet Boys.
We didn't take the week off before.
We didn't?
No.
We did that? No? We just took 1 week off.
We just took 1 week off.
So yeah, last week we weren't on. Well, I was busy playing with my band Billy Morris, opening for Jackal at the Masonic Temple downtown. Great show. Jackal
Do you always
rocked.
say my band, Billy Morris?
My band Billy Morris and the Sunset Strip.
That's
What
kinda
does Tom Petty say? My band, the Heartbreakers. Maybe
He just says my band.
my band.
Because you're
Yeah,
Billy.
but there's probably people on here that don't know who I am. You know.
Well, you're the fucking icon, bro. I mean,
Come on.
we got new microphones. We got an upgrade in tech today. They can hear me. Can you hear me, Henry? Am I good?
Is he loud enough? Is he as loud as me?
But yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So just going forward, you don't
guys
have to
sound
say
good.
my band, Billy Morris. Just say my band because you
So
are
my band
Billy
played
Morris.
with Tuff at the Masonic Temple. That's why we
With
took
Tuff?
my band Tuff is playing at Kenny Ozfest this weekend, and the local Tuff. Where's your shirt, dude?
I'm here for the Browns, bro. I came up
And the
for
Browns won. So, anyways,
Deshaun Watson.
anyway, Todd and I do this. We have 16 live people listening to us, which is awesome.
Hey everybody.
Todd and I do this every Tuesday at 9 o'clock here at the Audio Bay Studios. It's called Smoke and Talk and Roll. Talk a little food truck stuff, little Cleveland stuff, little national rock and roll stuff, and then we go out on a tangent. Todd always comes up with show notes, and then we just kind of go off.
I got
So-
nothing tonight, bro. I came up.
Well, you got nothing because we got a special guest later on. Stay tuned because shortly, in about 15 minutes, Stevie Rochelle, the voice of Tuff, will be calling in Zoom style from Los Angeles, California.
and the CEO of Metal Sludge.
And the CEO of Metal Sludge.
we're
your
gonna get some-
favorite National Enquirer website. Enquirer website of rock and roll.
I can't wait to get the dirt.
Whenever I call Stevie, we talk. I'm like, football, Green Bay, Browns. By the way, what do you got? What's the latest? Come on, give me something good. He rarely has anything.
What did Blotzer do?
What did Blotzer do?
What did Bach do?
So what I'm going to ask Stevie is that I read a thing on Facebook. Steve Lynch, the guitarist of Autograph.
yeah,
Did you read that today?
I did, and I was just seeing a post from Simon, who's the
Oh, did he respond?
he did. And he's
I'm
like,
just
I
going
don't
to wait to go to Sludge to look at it.
It'll be on Sludge. And
How I don't know the whole thing, but how can anybody take the original guitar player who probably wrote that song and was with the band, and the entire band is just new guys, and try to not have him be
Well, that's not it. He gave them the band.
okay? Maybe okay. We don't know. We got to wait till Stevie
We're gonna
gets the real dirt.
Stevie
Yeah.
knows all the dirt. And
So
then-
tonight's show is we always drink a nice, tasty beverage, and I'm drinking a Tall Boy Stella. So Todd,
Yeah.
what are you drinking?
fucking Mick Ultra.
Oh yeah, baby. Yeah, baby.
Cheers, pal.
All right, cheers.
So
Glad to be back.
before Thanksgiving, which we're going to circle to real quick before Stevie gets in here, we got plenty of time. We did a show with the Sammy T sideshow as a grog shop, right?
We did.
With the Bullet Boys.
Before we go any further, keep talking. He's not loud in my headphones.
I can yell at you personally. Will that make me louder?
Is he good, Henry?
He's good. Like, you're both at the same level for me.
You're loud in my headphones. I'm super loud in my headphones. and-
This is the first time in the entire history of our lives together that I'm not loud enough
yeah,
for you.
true.
Take it as a blessing and roll
Okay,
with
so
it.
let's talk about that Bullet Boys Grog Shop show.
That was a good time.
It was a great show.
Yeah.
We went up and opened the show for Mark and the Bullet Boys with our good friend Sammy T. We did a handful of his songs and a couple cover songs. And Joey D, lead singer of Disco Inferno,
And
played guitar.
Billy Ciosi on drums.
Billy Ciosi on drums.
One of my favorite new drummers.
So, before leading up to the Bullet Boys show, we were going to play with Sammy T, and I said, "There's only one drummer that can do this, Billy Ciosi. He's the guy."
But it was a caveat that we couldn't afford him. You're like, because I gave you a laundry list of guys that somebody gave me, of drummers in Cleveland that we could use to do this Sammy T sideshow thing. You're like, can't afford him, he's not going to do it. And Billy Ciosi was in that list. but we ended up circling back to him, and he took it, and I'm really happy. I mean, I really love that guy.
A lot of hard work to learn those songs. He learned about 8 songs, and he kicked ass. So we played good. Sammy performed. We saw a lot of our good, a lot of my friends I haven't seen in 25 years. So it was good to be out on the east side of Cleveland at the Grog Shop and meet up with a lot of people I haven't talked to in a long time.
It was a good time. It was a real good time.
And then, so if you don't know me, my wife Leah is younger than I and younger than me. I went to Columbia Station High School. And she doesn't really know bands. So as the Bullet Boys were going up, I'm like, this guy's the goods. She's like, what do you mean? I'm like, this guy is going to bring it.
He's fully
awesome.
legit.
And
His band's fully legit.
they were legit. He's fully legit. He came out with about a 5-minute guitar check solo-wise that just blew everybody away with just lead guitar.
Right.
Then they went on and they did, some new songs and some of the classic Bullet Boys songs, and it was a great night.
He did dick move me at the end of the night.
He did what?
He dicked moved me. So they finished, and I was like, I wanted to bounce.
Yeah.
At the end of the night, I'm tired. I want to go home. And so when they went on stage, they locked the dressing room door from the outside, so I couldn't go in. My bass is in there, my gig bag, all my shit's in there, so I can't go in. So they finish their set. They go off stage. I wait about 5 minutes, and then I go to grab. I just want to get my bass. I want to grab an Uber and get the fuck home. And he gives me the timeout, son. He's like, dude, we need 5 minutes, man. You can't fucking come in here right now. I'm like, I just want my fuck. He went from like the sweetest guy in the world to like kind of a
Maybe
dick.
his emotions were amped up from the show.
I mean, yeah, we did just play the Forum. There was 400,000 people there. I can understand he was exhausted from all the energy he had to absorb. It was a dick move, and I'll say it because you're a nice guy and you won't, but I will. Mark Terrain, good
Is
guy.
an awesome guy.
Sweet guy, great singer, dick move at the end of the night.
Let's talk about, before we lose any of these 29 live people watching us, which I think is awesome. 29 people.
29
32.
32.
Are we counting the
And that's
people
just
in
on
the room?
Facebook alone. All right. We have a weekend coming up with the band Tuff. Todd founded the band back in Arizona back in 1946.
No.
But so Stevie Rochelle is coming into town, and we're going to do a live concert right here on this audio stage here at Audio Bay, and it's going to coincide with Smokin' Rock and Roll food truck and our food. So for $25, you could get admission in, you get a dinner from Smokin' Rock and Roll, you get a live concert from Stevie, Todd, and the band Tuff, and it's going to be kind of a storyteller type thing.
You're also in the band, right?
Yeah,
So
I'm in the band. I can tell
Yeah.
some great. I've been in the band long enough to tell some
You've
good
probably
stories.
been in the band longer than George was in the band.
Yeah. So, and there are like 10 tickets left. So if you want to come to this Tuff show, it's a limited admission because it's a small,
It's a small
recording
venue,
studio,
yeah.
video studio. So we're going to limit it to about 40 people. Call Todd at 216-539-2239.
Yeah.
And reserve your tickets. You can either pay.
You can pay in
He'll figure it
advance,
out,
or
yeah.
or you can
you're gonna
DM me and
walk
just,
in.
Yeah.
Eat a great meal, smoking rock and roll. We got our famous pulled pork. We've got our famous shaved beef, right?
Yeah.
We've got some sides and stuff. It's BYOB. So you're gonna save your money on your drinks. We're gonna hang out, and Stevie's gonna tell some stories. Todd will tell some stories.
Yeah, it's not like a live show. We're not just going to run 45 minutes straight with the typical onstage banter. We're going to play a song. We might have to retool the song. We might stop in the middle of a song.
Yeah, it's gonna be one of our practices.
It's a live rehearsal and a storyteller event with all of that going on in between, where we talk about why
So,
these songs were made
Let's
the way
explain
they were.
how Tuff works. So, we're a band. I was lucky enough to join the band. I'm happy to be the guitar player of Todd and Stevie's band. And we play out once a year. We say that we're going to do this every year to fulfill our rock star dreams, because we get to go on this Monsters of Rock cruise. We get to do some great shows here and there. This weekend, we're doing the Kenny Oz Fest in Cincinnati on Saturday.
Yeah.
Friday, we're in Strongsville at a place called The Local, which is a great local bar. Priscilla's opening the show. Then Tuff goes on, and my band plays afterwards.
Yeah.
all the
you're
way till about 12:30,
You are
1 o'clock.
absolutely the headliner.
But we don't ever practice because Stevie lives in L.A.
T lives in
I don't even know
Arizona.
the drummer's name. T lives in where?
Arizona.
Arizona. Todd lives in Bay Village. I live in Bay Village. So we don't practice. So Stevie will come in.
I practice.
I don't need to practice.
Yeah. he's
Stevie will
at
come
the
in.
computer tonight.
We're going to practice a
plugging in
little bit
songs.
Wednesday. Do the show, the private show here, which will be our kind of a, what do you call it, live?
It'll be a little low key. Like
Dress rehearsal,
the mohawks won't be up. The eyeliner won't be on. It won't be full volume. It's going to be a little more intimate.
Yeah, intimate.
Intimate. So, just
we've got
kind of
a
us
few
hanging
tickets
around.
left.
Yeah.
And
Few
my
tickets
phone
left.
has been blowing up about, can you get me in? I'm like, you know what? I can get you in, but you got to buy a ticket because this is helping us. We're on tour.
Well, Stevie and T are staying at the finest hotel in Westlake, and we got to pay for that.
We got to pay for that. So please support.
Yeah.
Another thing to talk about is these are all kind of warm-up shows for our big Australian tour coming up at the end of January.
Which I'm sure we're going to dive deep into.
We will dive deep into that. But I'm proud to say we're going to get on an airplane. We're going to fly to LA. We're going to hang out a little bit.
Verified. Karen Pickle
See?
for main auto receptionist. Zoom.
I have it turned off.
+1 330.
Does everybody hear what I'm
off.
hearing on my headphones right now? Because that's fucking awful. All right, so how's your before?
Hey, Karen. It's Pete. Okay, now I can turn
Why are
it
you
up.
calling Pete Karen?
Pete, you there?
And how was your Thanksgiving? Good. We made turkeys, smoking rock and roll. We got 4 minutes before our guest
I
comes
know.
in.
Pete, our phone system isn't working. Keep talking. Henry?
So while he figures out the technology
Maybe
side
because
of the
I
phone
had
calls,
Facebook opened up.
Okay, but we made a ton of fucking turkeys, turkey breasts, all the sides,
Pete,
all
talk.
the trimmings.
Maybe because you got it going on or something? I don't know.
I do have it going on.
All right. Pete, we got to
Just
talk
like
later.
Stacy mom.
All right.
Henry does have it going on. What did you say? Something about somebody's mom?
Stacy's mom.
Oh shit! I get it. Ding ding. Cover band.
All right. So tonight's going to be a good rock and roll show. I'm glad you guys tuned in. I don't really know who's watching, but I know that we got like 31 viewers right now, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And we're
That's
waiting.
that 30. There's 3 zeros behind that 31. It's 31.
There's 40.
40.
40,000 viewers watching across.
So, hey, we can talk quickly about our food truck, which they're winterized. We got a few more jobs going, but we're award winning, as you can see, Smokin' Rock and Roll. And the weather's turning cold. It's a little breezy out. I mean, it's not that bad, but I came out of the house to come here for the show. It's getting windy out there. And it's just a matter of time before we get a foot of snow.
Yeah. Well, in the meantime, we still got food truck jobs coming in.
We do.
So your Thanksgiving was good.
Thanksgiving is fantastic.
You ate it. Did you have a smoking rock and roll smoked turkey?
We had a Smokin' Rock and Roll smoked turkey, which I took over to my mom's house.
Which
We
your son
ate-
won in a bike race.
Yes. Penton won a dirt bike race, and it was a turkey run, and he won first place. So we got a plaque and a turkey. Dad did not win first place. I did not get a plaque and a turkey.
How did the plaque taste?
I didn't even get a plaque.
Oh, but did it taste good?
No, the turkey tasted amazing. My mom and stepfather Michael said it was the best turkey they've ever had. It was delicious, courtesy of Smokin' Rock and Roll. Our chef Matt made it for us, so it was great.
Chef Matt.
Chef Matt. Then we went over to the Aunt Cindy Nikes' house for the second round of turkey. Then I got to be honest, her husband Scott, who does the turkey every
He
year,
doesn't fuck around.
he does not mess around.
He's like, he's got it too deep fried, too smoked.
It was the best.
He's got a
It was-
turd ducking.
It was great. All
Yeah.
the sides were great. I don't know why, but when I go to Cindy's house, we drink coffee with Bailey's in it.
Yeah.
I did 2 cups of coffee with Bailey's just because we're watching football and we're eating pumpkin pie and coffee. I got home and laid in bed and stared at that ceiling like the caffeine was kicking my ass.
My man.
I hate when that happens.
That's,
But
that's
it
when you
was
pop a gummy.
Good day. What's that?
A gummy?
See, the problem with gummies with me is that if I take it, it doesn't hit me for 45 minutes. Right? And then it could last for 5-6 hours. Here we go.
Our guest has got to be dialing in here right about now, too, as well.
We're getting video up on that.
All right.
All right. Are we gonna be silent until he shows up? Do me and Billy arm wrestle? Should I
I'm
flick?
in here. Can you not see me?
I can see myself.
I hear his voice.
I can hear Stevie.
We're working on new technology here.
Okay, I tell you what, Stevie.
He's coming in through a phone call, not a video in.
Billy, turn your phone off.
Turn my phone off.
Yes.
I shouldn't have taken that call then, right?
No.
Okay. Okay, I'm not on Zoom anymore.
Okay. We just need the video from Stevie.
So does he need to call back in?
Well,
or,
he's
or
in
video
here.
back in? He's in there. Can
Yeah.
you?
Should
Can
I
you?
sign out of Zoom?
Yeah, we can hear you.
I can't hear him.
Right. Well, I can't see him either. He should be on my screen in front of me. Yep.
Yeah, we don't have video yet.
Should I sign out of Zoom?
Okay. Stevie, what'd you say?
I can only imagine what he's saying right now.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm on the back end of a one-sided conversation. In the meantime, so your turkey was good.
Turkey was amazing.
All right. Good. Do we keep doing this for?
No. Like you're in it. Let me mute myself.
So we
Hold
hear
on.
Henry, but nobody else hears Henry.
Yeah, we don't hear him.
Should we keep doing the holiday meals for Christmas and New Year's, or whatever the politically correct version of the holidays is these days? Beef tenderloins, lasagnas, hams.
Want to have that meeting right now on?
Yeah, well, I mean, we're waiting for a camera to work, so we got to talk about something.
That is true. Yeah, we'll try. We'll try again.
should we both sit here and stare at our phones and try and figure out?
We're
why
going
our-
to charge accordingly. So if well, I'm just trying to.
$5,000 a tenderloin.
Well, the food prices have shot up pretty good, so we have to charge accordingly. I mean, we have to at least break even, right?
We didn't break even.
So
on
people,
Thanksgiving.
if we do the Christmas tenderloins and all the things we do for Christmas, and the prices are exuberant, it's not like we're making money. We're doing this, but we have to charge what the food providers charge us. It's only fair. So
How did we get that it was so expensive? I just thought because we're the premier barbecue company of Cleveland. Like, if you go get a tenderloin from Michael Simon, that shit ain't fucking cheap.
I was at D'Italia today, and a small tray of lasagna, $52.
What?
$52.
Shut the fuck up.
I'm telling you the truth.
Like a half pan?
I just saw on the cooler, it was painted on there with like pink marker, lasagna, $52. And I looked and it was a half pan, yeah.
I got to raise my prices. I'm all fucked off.
What's going on, Henry?
Dun, 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 dun. Well, we don't wait for technology. We keep talking.
Well,
we still don't have video.
Is he using
have
Zoom?
audio.
Or
Yeah, it's on Zoom.
he's not our first video guest.
okay, if you have his audio, send it to me. I want to hear it. Stevie, how you doing, buddy? Calling all
Yeah.
the way from LA.
While we get video working, let's get audio working. And somebody wants 2 tickets. All right.
Did you guys hear that?
Nope. I hear
got
you, Henry.
How do we substitute Henry for Stevie? Don't get me wrong, Henry.
Well,
I
if
love
it-
you, bro.
Maybe we should just have Stevie call and
Hold
do
on.
a phone.
Maybe it's these new scrims. They're fucking up all
Maybe
the...
it's these mics. Maybe I need another Stella.
You won't even finish that, Stella. All right. So
Wow, I see video interviews all the time, and they work flawless. It's the
I blame the other guys from the other podcast, Seth and Michael. It's their fault.
yeah. So let's get back to talking about this weekend coming up.
So tomorrow's an off day, but we're working on music. Yep, we were kind of fucking around with it a little bit tonight. Like, so when we have a gig, a Tuff gig coming up, we don't do a lot of gigs. We do a couple shows a year, right?
Yeah, so we're not.
A cruise, which is 3 gigs. Kenny Ozfest, a few dates in here. Do I need to?
Well, you're talking to me.
You
and
don't-
The mic's facing this way. This is the.
you don't hear me, but this mic is fully is everybody else can hear me.
Okay.
So when you work up a set for Tuff, or when Tuff has a show coming up, do you plan on working this? Like, you know how I am. I'm crazy.
Okay. Yeah. So, I know all the songs. I just have to brush up on the arrangements. And
I wrote all the songs, or
Yeah.
I mean, most of them.
I just have to play through them a couple times, and I know the parts that I have to go. If you, like, as a guitar player, the Tuff music is pretty tough. Hey, there he is. Tough, no pun intended.
Yeah, we got something. Things are happening now.
And we can see you, Stevie.
We can see you, but no audio. So we're gonna get there soon.
We're getting there, Stevie.
We're getting there. We're working on the
Stevie,
audio.
give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. Can you hear me?
Guys,
Yeah.
listening for like
Here it comes. Here it comes. Wiggle that cord.
talking about
Yeah, keep talking, Stevie, because it's coming in but distorted, like it's a bad mic cable or something. But do you hear him clearly, Henry?
He doesn't have a mic cable. Henry has a mic cable.
That's me.
I'm literally sitting in front of my laptop right now.
I can hear you, but it sounds like you're an alien coming from a distant planet
Hold on.
through some sort of. The good news is your arms look huge.
Should I put in a headset and see what that does?
Yeah, no, it has no. It's not on your end, brother. It's fully on our end.
It's me.
Yeah,
It's on our. It's on our.
it's on our end. It's an audio-based situation.
But Stevie, you look good. Good to see your smiling face. Smile. Come on.
I don't think. And now we're getting all sorts of wacko feedback and.
Henry will get it.
Is that what is it? I can't. Well, I would ask him what hat he's wearing, but I can't. He can't answer. We're gonna figure this shit out. It's gonna happen.
Yeah, what is that hat?
It looks like Smokin' Rock and Roll, but it's not. But it looks like in November 19th, Tuff played the Country Club. I can see that clearly. Oh shit.
So you want to just do a phone interview, Henry? Do you think you'll get this, or should we just have Stevie call the Zoom line and talk that way?
Do we do both? Like have him on the camera and then call in on his phone?
All right, try now.
All right, Stevie, talk now. He thinks you might have it.
Check 1, 2.
Yeah, baby.
I did it.
We're there.
Stevie Rochelle, lead vocalist of Tuff, tuning in from Hollywood, California, Los Angeles. What city do you live in?
Chatsworth.
I don't live in Hollywood or Los Angeles.
Well, it sounds pretty glamorous if I say from Hollywood, California. But what city do you actually live in?
Tuff has never lived in Hollywood ever in the history of the band being in California.
We
All
were
right.
near North Hollywood. But
All right, Stevie
most-
Rochelle from the area of Sunset Strip. Are you close by there?
Nowhere near. I live in Chatsworth, which is about 25 miles from Hollywood. So we
Which
always lived
which
the
in
valley.
traffic time is 3.5 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, we always lived in the valley. We always lived, in Van Nuys or, Chase is right. We did live in North Hollywood for a while, but North Hollywood it's weird how it's considered North Hollywood, but it's not. It's really not that close. Hollywood and West Hollywood and even East Hollywood, they run together. To get to North Hollywood, you have to leave Hollywood and go kind of around the mountain into the beginning of the valley. It's kind of hard to describe unless you live here.
Right.
So,
All right, you excited to come to the west side of Cleveland?
well, yeah, I'm stoked to go play some shows, but like you said the other day on the phone, I looked at my phone as well and saw that, it's 55 today, but on Thursday it's going to be like 35. So
Yeah, it'll rebound though. It'll
temperatures-
go back up to 55 for Friday, so you'll be okay.
That's mild temperatures over here, bro. You're from Wisconsin. What
You're
are you
from
crying
Wisconsin.
about 32 degrees? Fuck off.
Yeah. So, I'd rather have it be 80, but that's okay. I'll deal. It's only going to be for 4 or 5 days, and then I'm coming right back. So, all good.
If it's ever 80 in Cleveland at this time of year, then the world is over.
True that.
It's melting.
So Stevie, we've already talked a little bit about our show here at Audio Bay. But it's you'd be your first chance to try a little smoking rock and roll food, meet some of our smoking rock and roll friends, put on a little show here in the studio here. What do you think?
You know, I don't know. Did I ever eat any of your food ever? I don't remember if I have. Have
No,
you guys
'cause I-
ever had the food truck operating when I was in town?
No, because you always come in December. I
Yeah,
think.
so we've gone to like the Hooley House up in Westlake, right?
Yeah.
And but no, we've never been operating. So you're actually going to get some premium pulled pork.
Some shaved beef, beef
shaved-
tenderloin. So, Stevie, you were here one time. I'm not sure you got a chance to spend a lot of time here with the food truck, but we went up and played. What was that festival we played up in, like, Minnesota? We went to Green Bay, and what was the sports club we played in Green Bay?
We played Fatheads in Green Bay.
Fatheads in Green Bay,
Yeah.
and then we went over to Minnesota to play
And then we drove to Minnesota to play Rocktember
Rocktember.
at the casino in Hinckley, Minnesota.
Hinckley,
which is
Minnesota.
about an hour and change north of Minneapolis.
Yes, I remember it was a big festival type thing with the multiple 80s bands backstage talking to Mark Slaughter and
We also had that gig
Michael
that we
Sweet.
did like whatever. It was like an Italian restaurant in Ohio, and we had the shitty hotel rooms or whatever. Tuff played.
what, like out in Wapakoneta?
Yeah.
Remember Wapakoneta, Stevie? Like Route 66 or Route
Something like that.
62?
But yeah,
Yeah, that was actually was that in Indiana or was it right at the border?
It was right
of
at the
Indiana?
border. Because I
Like,
remember
literally right on the border.
yeah,
right?
Wapakoneta. And I just saw that the new Reformed Gods just played there, which I'd really love to see because I love the Gods.
love
Even
And
though,
not to cut you off on where you're going with your next question, but before I forget, the hat says Glam Slam. Glam Slam is the company, the promoters that just took me. They brought me down to Brazil last month. They have this party thing. They do it like in Sao Paulo. They do it in Curitiba. They do it in different areas, and they call it Glam Slam. And I was their guest, so that's what the hat says, Glam Slam. But they do it like once a month, different parts of Brazil. They're talking about doing it like in Argentina and other places, and I don't know. They're talking about bringing down some other '80s guys as well. So
don't you think it would be more authentic if they brought the whole band down rather than just you?
Well, that would be great. It would also be great if I could take the whole band to Romania and Hungary and all these other places. But financially speaking, that don't always work, Bill. So you can stay at Wapakoneta, okay?
All right.
Yeah.
Well, maybe Todd and I will finance one of these tours since we're so loaded.
Yeah, we have this mega food truck company that's just blowing up the world.
Yeah, I've done that a few times. Todd remembers the UK 10 years ago.
I do. The UK trip that we did was amazing. It was like, so there's a couple things that I remember. Like, when was it that I first came back to Tuff? We did the Mexico show.
2008.
Dana, 2008. She's got a shot wrapped around, because Dana at the end of every show does a shot, wrapped around that show. So 2008. So how long have I been back in Tuff?
15 years.
15 years.
Wow, that's a
It's
long
going to
time.
be 15 years.
How long I was in Tuff before that? Was it longer or less?
Less. You started with George on New Year's Eve of 84, 85, and then you quit in December of 91. So you were in the band 6 years. Well, technically 7, I guess, if you call it 85, 86, 87, 88, 90, or 89, 90, 90. You were in the band 7 years.
Right. So I've been in the
This
band.
time you're twice as long as you were before.
Man, I feel old.
You are
And
old.
the UK trip that you're talking about was in 2013.
Right, which I posted some of the pictures in advertising of this podcast
Correct.
tonight.
Where you and me went and saw
you
the
and me went to
castle.
Scotland. So when you called me, like, yeah, we got this opportunity. We're gonna go to England. I'm like, we're gonna go to Scotland. I'm like, fuck yeah, Scotland. Let's go to Scotland. That was a great trip, bro. I mean, but we stayed in a dilapidated bus one night. Remember, Boris went and got a hotel room. It was so bad.
Correct.
The place we were sleeping in, we were playing a bar. You probably know the name of the city and the club because that's how you roll.
Off the top of my head, I do not remember that, but we did. Yeah, we stayed in basically a tour bus that was on the side of the venue that they let us basically use as a dressing room / place to sleep for that night.
I think I slept in garbage bags. I believe I wrapped myself in garbage bags. It was so fucking bad. But it was also, I didn't die from it.
And you had
yet,
experienced it.
but it was awesome. And I remember because Boris from, Shameless was like, dude, you can come with me to the hotel room. And I'm like, if Stevie's going to sleep in this, I'm going to fucking sleep in this. And this guy will sleep in anything. Fucking,
I will.
well,
Good.
So,
your room accommodations are not at the top of your priority. You're like, let's get to the show and sell merch and do the gig and fucking rock and roll, which I love and fucking think is awesome about you.
It's not about priority, because going back to that trip and going back to what Billy just said, Stevie, why don't you bring all of us? I brought myself and Chase, and we also brought Trent to England, and then we used Boris as a guitar player. We were there for 10 days. I think we had 7 or 8 shows booked, a couple canceled, and in the end, when it was all said and done, I lost probably $5,000 on.
Is that on Steve Summers from lending him money to go out and get something to eat?
I didn't understand what you just said. I have no idea what you just
Steve Summers. Remember, we were out on the road. Steve Summers was
said. Yeah. Well, he was singing for Shameless, but no, it had nothing to do with Steve Summers. It had to.
That was a joke.
It's just, yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, doing those trips. It's one thing to fly 3 or 4 guys from Ohio to LA, or LA to Pittsburgh, or Ohio to Florida, but when you start flying across the pond, as they call it, the flight is $1,000, $1,200. Now, if you buy 4 flights, 3-4 flights, you're talking $4,000 or $5,000 before you even get off the plane. It's just not. And Billy, I know you know that. It's obviously it's financially not feasible. It's just not. I mean, if we had sold 9 million records, yeah, we could probably take the whole band. But when all these opportunities,
we only sold 1 million.
When these opportunities present themselves, I do it based on what's doable, And when the guys in Brazil say, "Hey, we want you to come down and sing," and I say, "Of course," I'm like, I'd much rather always have my band, or the band, or a full band that I've played with 50 times, as opposed to getting in a room with guys that I might know a little bit or met for the first time. It's not always the easiest, but I'm not going to stay home if they're not like, hey, we're not going to pay you 10 grand and buy 5 flights and put you guys in 5-star accommodations. If I said no to all those, then I would have probably never played the other 20 some countries that I had the
privilege to play.
Privilege, to go see.
So we're going to Australia soon. Yep.
We are, the whole band.
The whole band, right? That's gonna be a good time. 4 dates. Where are we going, brother?
We're gonna play Brisbane.
Is that our launch date? Right? Brisbane is where we.
I'm going in order. We're gonna most likely fly on a Sunday, arrive on a Tuesday. The first show is going to be Wednesday in Brisbane. Thursday is Melbourne. Friday is Adelaide. Saturday is Sydney. They're all back to back to back to back, and they're all far enough apart that we'll have to fly to every date.
And
there's no drives.
Who are we playing with? Who's on the bill?
Faster Pussycat's the headliner. Wednesday 13 is support. Eclipse is in the middle. Chip's Enough and Enough's Enough. Pretty Boy Floyd. Tuff. Then there's 2 national Aussie bands. One's called Sister's Doll that's put out a few records.
And they've been hitting the circuit in America too recently.
Yeah, they've come over here a few times. They just did the Kiss Cruise, and they played with Striper on some West Coast dates. They did Vegas, they did LA, the Whiskey. And then there's another Aussie national band. So there's 8 bands that are on all the dates. Then each specific date has, I don't know if it's 1 or 2, maybe even 3 openers that are local bands. So basically every show is going to be anywhere from like 9 to 10 bands throughout the whole event. And it's the one good thing that's happening too is January in Australia is like June in America, so it's their summer, and also that week is Australia Day on Thursday. The comparison to most U.S. people I could give the analogies. It's kind of like their 4th of July.
Right.
Let's just say that. So it's a holiday. It's a holiday week, which means everybody's going to, be out of work by Tuesday, and the rest of the week is kind of like everyone's going to go picnicking and partying and going to events and concerts. So this whole trip that we're doing for the whole week for all of us is going to be great because it's literally in the middle of their summer. It's the middle of a holiday week, and it's going to be your guys' first time in Australia, my second, and it's going to be great. Can't wait.
Now, have you been to all 4 of these cities before in Australia, or have you just done a one-off somewhere? Or?
No, just 2. Melbourne, or they call it Melbourne, and Sydney. Those are the 2 I've been to. So
Okay.
Adelaide, this will be the first time, and
Brisbane.
Yeah, first time.
I'm so fired up, bro. I can't wait. I love that we leave on Sunday and we get there on Tuesday.
Yeah, we leave on Sunday in January, and we get there on Tuesday in February because it's such a long flight.
That's fucking fantastic.
Well, let's talk about this weekend coming up. Are you looking forward to your big multi-band show at the local in Strongsville on Friday night?
Yeah, because, the Cleveland legend himself, not
Brad.
talking about you, Billy. I'm talking
Brad
about
Slitt.
Brad Slitt.
Yeah, baby.
Brad Slitt.
Yeah. Now he lives in Strongsville. He's bringing
he
a big
does?
crowd. Yeah, he's bringing a big crowd. I just talked to the owner, Kevin. Priscilla's going to start roughly at 7:30 and play as long as they want, about
Okay.
45 minutes.
Whatever they want.
Yeah, we'll Tuff will go on 8:45.
Play 4 songs.
Play our 4 songs. But you'll have a ton of merch available for the people to buy shirts and CDs. You're bringing some
100%.
stuff.
Yep.
So if you're
He's-
tuned in and you're coming to the local show, that's where you can buy your merch from Stevie.
He's coming winter prepared. I think there's some beanies. I got a big box at my house right now.
Nice.
Is there,
And then,
is there beanies in that box, brother?
There's no beanies in that box.
Oh, fucking hell.
You didn't open it up?
Zero.
When he would ship stuff to me, I'd knife right into it and look at it.
I want actually I was going to bring it here and
Open it up
reveal
here.
the
You
box
should've.
here. I should have.
And then after Tuff, we're gonna take a little bit of a break, and then my band,
The headliner.
the headliner, we'll play till about 12:30. We'll have a jam session. You'll come up and sing with us. Brad will sing with us.
Cool.
Todd will leave right after Tuff show, so he won't be there.
I will be leaving right after the touch.
So no, there's no beanies in that box, but the lady that I'm using to do all these patches and beanies and embroidery, oddly she's right on the Ohio-Pennsylvania border, and her daughter is very good friends with a friend of ours, a friend of mine, Kristen Orsini, who I've known forever. You guys, when you meet her, you'll probably go like, oh, I remember her. She used to come to shows out in LA. Sweetheart. She lives back there. And now the word is, this is all kind of, I guess, got organized in the last week or two. Kristen's going to come with her friend, it's her mom who does all the embroidering. So they messaged me and said, hey, we're going to come to the shows. Do you want us to just bring the rest? Because they already shipped me some beanies and patches, which I've sold a lot of them. Don't have a lot to bring back. So I already had a new order made of metal sludge beanies, of Tuff beanies, and they're going to bring them to the show, which they were originally going to bring them to Cincinnati. Now I guess they might come to Cleveland. So there will be, knock on wood, beanies for Cleveland.
Well, if they come to the Audio Bay show, they are
We'll get
welcome.
'em in and we'll feed 'em.
Get them in. We'll feed
They're
them.
not going to be here. They're not going to be here on Thursday, but I think they're going to be there on Friday.
Okay, so speaking of Friday, if you're tuned in and you're listening to this and you're coming to the show on Friday, you have to call the club and make a reservation.
Do you?
If you want a table. If you want a
Okay.
table. They're filling up. But it's going to
Both
be
of
full.
those shows are going to be packed.
It's going to be full on packed the whole night. Kevin, the owner of the local, he knows how to do it right. He's got 8 bartenders. You don't wait for a drink. It's a great club. It's perfect size.
You did a great commercial for them right now.
Come on down to the local.
you
Great
don't-
food,
you
great
don't
club.
wait for
8
a
hot
drink.
bartenders and Tuff this Friday night.
If here's the thing. When somebody makes an event on Facebook, it's not really whatever those numbers say, obviously usually don't come to be. You know, a lot of times somebody will make an event, they'll say like 260 are interested or 130 are going or whatever it is. I looked at the Strongsville one. It's like, I think the interested number is like almost 500.
Yeah,
That's pretty high.
it is.
It's pretty high
is.
for a Facebook group.
And I'll tell you,
And Kenny's is the same. Kenny's in Cincinnati is also going to be.
Kenny's going to be calling in here in about 5 minutes. We're going to talk
Okay.
about the Ozfest, which
Yeah,
I
so
don't
we're,
wanna
we're
spoil
lucky
it.
to have also Brad Slitt and Priscilla on there. They do a hell of a job promoting, and
course.
you know he's a great front man, great friend of mine. I can't wait for all of us to crush Strongsville this Friday.
Yeah.
We'll sell you the seat. You'll only need
It'll
the
never
edge.
be the same in Strongsville after
But
Friday.
there's not a cover for Strongsville, correct?
Free admission. Come
Free.
on, how better can that be? Free.
Yeah.
Just
Right.
show up, and it's a great club. We play there regularly. He takes care of the bands, and I'm looking forward to that show with Tuff, Billy Morris, and the Sunset Strip, and Priscilla
Now,
this Friday night.
the night before, and I'm sure our boys listening, the audio base show is going to be live streamed on Chris Aiken Presents. Is that right? Am I?
Well, he's gonna talk, but we won't, I don't think we're gonna have cameras on the band.
Oh, so he's not. There's not going to be cameras on. He's not streaming the show.
He's gonna do his show in that room at that table right there. If he turns his cameras around, and we're not doing a full audio bay production here, so.
Okay. What's that error screen?
Hey, Henry, can you get rid of that?
Thing in front of Stevie's face?
Not that.
Something in front of my face.
No, it says your meeting will end in 10 minutes, Henry. It wants you to upgrade. See that?
Yeah.
You
no,
could ignore that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you can ignore that because you have full control. As
Can you
our
exit
producer.
out so we can see Stevie's face?
You
Am I
can see
really
it.
blocked out?
I can. It's blocking his face.
Stevie, go to the left.
Can everybody
I left
else
or
see
you're
that?
left?
No, it's so small. You can barely see it.
Hey, man.
It's a work in progress all the time. Kind of how we do it around here.
Here comes Henry. Henry, there you go, Henry.
Drag and drop.
Boom.
Oh, all
fixed.
right. He's back.
So, are we gonna hang out Wednesday? We're gonna go get a bite to eat, or what are we doing?
He
who's
comes in
picking
pretty,
you up from
he
the
comes
airport?
in pretty late
Dude,
on Wednesday.
I'm not even going to be at the hotel until like 11:30 at night.
All right. Well,
The flight doesn't even arrive until like 10:15 or 10:30. So by the time we get off a plane and get my luggage and get in an Uber and go to the hotel, it's probably going to be, way past. I mean, I don't think anything's going to be.
no. Well,
Oh,
Hooli
but
Hooli
shit.
House will be open. But all right.
know a
Well,
guy.
we're looking forward to you coming into town, and
Do I have all the merch that you're bringing, or are you bringing more with you? Like, you got another duffel bag of merch that you're bringing?
No, I mean I don't think I need to bring that much. Not to
No.
mention you have some stuff, don't you?
Maybe a little
Right.
bit. I mean, I don't know what I would have to go and dig in my office to find out what I got. But
Right.
But yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
need be. I'm sure I have something. And again,
I mean,
it's not like it's not a Monsters of Rock cruise. We're here in Strongsville and Bay
well,
Village.
yeah. It's like I can only bring so much, anyways. Like I sent you. I mean, did you lift that box? I mean,
I
literally-
did. Yeah.
It's like 80 pounds. So yeah, it doesn't make any sense for me to bring, every single CD and every single shirt that I have because that would just, but
you will
Bottom
have some
line is-
stuff. You'll have some stuff for our shows this weekend.
100%,
Yeah.
and anybody that comes up to me and goes, "Do you have any of these?"
Well, you've been getting that
probably
online.
ignore them.
You've been getting that online all day long. You're gonna bring this Metal Sludge. You're gonna bring that Wild Side CD with you. You're not a fucking traveling merch store.
Well, it's not even that. It's like
Buy it on Metal Sludge or
I shared the pictures of the beanies, right?
right.
So I shared, hey, people have asked forever. I want a hoodie. I want a beanie. I want this. I want a patch. So I found this patch company. I got 2 different patches, a purple one and a pink one. I got 2 different beanies, a purple one and a pink one. I want a sludge beanie. Okay, so I got sludge beanies with, the neon green logo, and I got them with the black and white logo. So now some guy sends me a message and he goes, "Do you have any beanies like this?" And it's like the one with the cuff and the tassel. And I'm like, dude, I have fucking 4 beanies in 4 different colors, and you want something else? Like, that's like walking into McDonald's and saying, "When are you guys gonna have tacos?" Like, if you were in front of me right now, I'd fucking slap you in your face. It's like, no, I'm not gonna have any fucking beanies with tassels on them, you fucking asshole.
Yes.
It's like,
That's what I wanted.
well, I mean, think about it though, and it's like when I show up at these events and I have a table with fucking 15 CDs and 4 DVDs and 6 shirts, and somebody's like, "Do you have any mouse pads with a fucking lightning bolt going through it?" It's like, that's just it's so annoying, and so I have no problem telling one of those fans to go fuck themselves, and I don't care what they bought, I don't care how supportive they've been. When they start asking for something that's not on the table of 30 fucking items available, right here.
My
Damn.
man. I love That's how you do
No
it.
energy for that bullshit. None.
That's some Hollywood attitude there, even though you
It's
don't
not
live
even
there.
Hollywood. It's like it's like the Monday morning quarterback person who's watching the Browns game and they're upset about a play. It's like,
Why did he drew a draw play on 3rd and 21? What the?
listen, Belfie.
How about
settle
them
down.
Packers?
All right,
Yeah.
well, Stevie, we gotta wrap it up because we got Kenny Oz coming on and talk about the Ozfest this Saturday
Okay.
night in Cincy. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for putting up with our few minutes of technical.
And we're going to see you in
2 days.
2 days. Yeah. I'm so excited, brother.
Les, I'll be there in 24 hours.
Well, I won't see you in 24 hours.
What is the time right now? It is right now 10 o'clock there.
9:47.
I'll be landing in about 24 and a half hours, unless my plane crashes somewhere between, LA and Cleveland. So
I think you're gonna be okay.
Well, if that happens, I got the merch.
But you don't have the beanies, so maybe they'll bring them up
damn it.
for the funeral.
I love you, brother. I can't wait to see you. I'm so happy that we have been bandmates and friends for so many years. And I'm excited that we still get to keep doing this. It's fucking
All
crazy.
good.
Yeah.
All good. It's going to be a blast.
Cleveland, Ohio, Australia, and then mum's the word
I see.
next year.
I see.
Hi, Dana.
I love you, my man. I'll see you in a couple days.
Okay. Over and out. See you, Chase.
See you,
See you,
Steve.
Billy. Talk to you guys later.
See you, man.
Bye.
He said hi, Dana.
All right, so
Stevie Rochelle, lead vocalist of Tuff. Give it up.
oh man, you can hit that button all day long. Ding, 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 ding. Hey, Doug.
Yeah.
You out there, Doug? No, Doug.
Where he went, but I'm
Probably want to go get
Dana, can you grab me a beer, please? All right, so is Kenny Oz in the queue? Is he called in or no?
I'm getting that set up right now.
Right on.
All right.
Dude,
That was a fun talk with Stevie. When you talk with Stevie, you could talk for 4, 5, 6, 7 hours.
I felt like we were, hey, there you are. You get lost?
I'm in the studio.
Oh,
Working.
my man.
What did you want him for?
I just figured
Dog,
somebody
beer
was
now.
trying to- No, it wasn't like that. But I mean, Stevie Rochelle was just on our
Stevie
show.
Rochelle, man, that's awesome. Lead vocalist of Tuff, the owner of CEO of Metal Sludge, where you have to go to if you've never been to Metal Sludge, go to metalsludge.tv.com. And it's like the National Enquirer of rock and roll. He just reports the facts. I tune in almost every day to find out what's going on with Sebastian Bach and Mick Mars, and now there's a big thing going on with autographs. So you got to check in.
We barely scratched. We could have scratched.
We
There's-
barely scratch the surface. Yeah,
He's a 2-hour show, that guy.
we'll have him on again.
We got to get him on as soon as possible.
Yeah, what we'll do is we'll play this great weekend of shows, and then we'll have him back on in a few weeks to review, and then maybe we'll make some good memories this weekend at the local. Well, first at Audio Bay.
Audio
here. If
Bay.
you want to try Smokin' Rock and Roll's food, check us out at Auto Bay on Thursday night. It's Smokin' Rock and Roll Food with a dinner set by the band Tuff. To meet Stevie in person, buy some merch, listen to some great music, eat some great food. It's a limited ticket. If you want to buy the ticket, call 216-539-2239. Todd will put you on the list and get your
I'm
payment
getting messages.
options.
So it's,
Take care
it's
of
all
that.
happening right now.
And then Friday, it's a triple bill of Priscilla, Tuff, and Billy Morse and the Sunset Strip at the local bar in Strongsville, which is on Pearl Road, Route 42. And then we take this circus down to Cincinnati for the Kenny Oz Fest. Is that at MVP?
MVP?
MVPs. And I think we go on around 10:30 or so. We're going to do our show. We're going to meet some people, shake some hands, kiss some babies.
Yeah.
And then you drive home.
I'm not kissing any babies. That's creepy.
Well, it's a saying. Yeah.
Oh.
And then I'm going to drive. You're going to drive home, or you're going to spend the night there. You're driving that night.
Sammy T's rolling out
Sammy
with
T
me.
will be transporting you.
Sammy
I will
T.
be leaving the show and driving straight to Mansfield, Ohio for the annual Mansfield Motorcycle Club Toy Run. It's the last hare scramble dirt bike race of the year, and it's always at Mansfield. And you bring a toy for your entry fee. And we usually, I'm a club member down there, so we usually get the big giant table full. Everybody brings bags of toys. It's a great event. And then sometimes you race in the snow. Sometimes it's dry and sunny. Sometimes it'll be raining and muddy. So I'm kind of hoping for gloomy, cold, but not too wet. I want to ride and not have to fight with all the mud. Anyways,
So when you leave Cincinnati,
Yeah.
you're going straight to Mansfield.
straight to Mansfield.
But you're in the Tahoe.
I'll be driving
You're not in
the
the
wife's
box truck.
Tahoe.
Right. So you're gonna. Are you sleeping?
Which I will be able to.
Are you
Yeah, I'll be able to
sleep?
sleep in there in the parking lot. I've done it many times.
Right. And then somebody's bringing Penton up.
Yes, MX Rick will be driving my son Penton down with the bikes and Penton, and I'll meet them there. Penton will race at 9 o'clock, and my race is at 11 o'clock. We'll get out of there about 1:30. We'll catch the end of the first quarter for the Browns game. Excited for the Browns to play the Texans with their new quarterback, Deshaun Watson. Go Browns, baby.
I'm wearing the colors.
Yeah.
I came prepared.
I got to tell you a story. While we're waiting for, so you
I don't know if it's
if
gonna
you know
happen.
me, I'm a lifelong Browns fan. Live and die, bleed orange and brown my whole life. Todd, on the other hand, is a transplanted Clevelander, so he is allowed to like two teams. He can like the Browns because he lives in the Browns, Cleveland, and
I can hear you guys now.
what's that?
We
We've
keep
got
talking.
Kenny.
We keep talking until he pops up.
Okay, there's Kenny,
Hey,
who happens to be a Cincinnati Bengals fan.
Are you a Bengals
Well,
fan?
you know, ironically, I'm a Green Bay Packers fan, and I have been since the '80s. But I live in Cincinnati, so they're my number two.
I know. I follow. I watch some of your
So
nonsense.
you
on
got two
Facebook.
teams. I got two teams. You
Yeah.
got one team.
I got one team. I root for the Browns. I was telling a story that Todd he likes the Browns because he lives here, but he's also diehard Arizona Cardinal fan.
for sure. But I've been in Cleveland long enough to make me
yeah.
12,
So
12 years.
just to wrap this story up, my 9-year-old son is a diehard Cardinals fan.
Yeah.
He likes the Cardinals because he just liked the bird growing up, and now he's older. He likes Kyler Murray. He knows all the players of the team. So we watched the game, and Chargers are driving down, and they score a touchdown, and he's like, "No, Dad!" I'm like, "It's okay. They're gonna go to overtime. They're in Arizona. It's gonna be okay.
Oh,
They're gonna go to overtime, and then the Chargers let them go for 2, and they get the 2-point conversion and win the game on the last play of the game." My son was like, "Oh my god!"
Every
started crying. It was
time I talk to
terrible.
him, like, because we hang out sometime on Sunday football day.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm like, how are we going to do this week? It's not good.
He knows.
He's so
He
fun.
knows.
He's so funny. I love him.
So hey, man, you got a big show coming up, and we're
You-
proud to be playing it like for a second or third time. But thanks for having us. Tell everybody what are we doing this Saturday night in Cincinnati?
Well, you know, this is the 15th annual Kenny Ozfest show. It kind of started, 15 years ago. Obviously, it started as just like all my friends, local bands, just getting together for my birthday party. It's basically just my birthday party, but now it's taken a life of its own, and we book a national act, and we play this really cool bar called MVP, and we've actually just the other day we sold the last of the 500 tickets, so we are sold out for about the 7th year in a row now. So
Wow.
Now, are we really sold out, or are we for the most part, sold out.
Well,
I'm not
the
with
thing is, we do 500 pre-sale tickets because the pre-sale tickets are a little cheaper and it gets people into the raffles, and it just kind of like lets us know where we're at and we can pay everybody up front and all that kind of stuff. But we are going to let people in at the door for $15. Now, I always put a caveat on that, like if it starts getting too crazy, we might not be able to let you in for 15. But our goal is to not turn anybody away. So if you don't have a ticket yet, absolutely still come on out, $15 for Tuff. And there's like 9 local bands playing. This is an all-day thing. It's a true fest. It starts at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. We go all the way to 1 in the morning.
Will you be standing at 1 in the morning?
What's that?
Will you be wobbling at 1 in the morning?
I try to stay on the level, but you never know. It's your birthday.
It's your
You gotta let
birthday. Yeah. So what's your shot of choice? Somebody say, let's do a shot. I'm buying you a shot, and you can't turn them down.
Oh, geez. I'm not much of a shot guy, honestly. I mostly just stay with beer,
Okay, so
But
if
if it
Aaron
were a
Rodgers
shot.
was there and said, "Dude, I'm a big metal fan. I'm in Cincinnati. We're playing the Bengals tomorrow. I happen to show up. I want to do a shot with you. What are you doing?"
I do like Jägermeister, but it doesn't really like me. So
I'm a
It doesn't
Jaeger-
like anybody.
I'm a Jaeger guy.
you ever heard of a slippery nipple? That's my favorite.
Yeah.
I like that.
It's like, has that got like Bailey's in it?
Yeah, it's like butterscotch stops and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's easy.
It's not a super hard shot, but I dig it.
Yeah. I call those foo-foo shots. I'll be like,
And I don't know if you guys saw or not. Not only do we have Tuff and like 9 local bands, but Big John from the Bret
Oh, I
Michaels
did
Rock
see
and Roll
that.
Show. They're filming some of his documentary that night as well. So there's going to be a camera crew there, and so that we all have a chance to be on Netflix someday, I guess. So that's pretty cool too,
that'll
We're going to be on
huge, yeah.
Netflix again.
That'll be my
Yeah.
second time on Netflix. Yeah.
I wasn't on the first one.
You'll be on this
So
next
Big John, we're talking
John.
Poison
Yeah,
Big John?
Yeah,
He lives in
Bret Michaels'
he
Big
lives
John.
he lives in Cincinnati, yeah. So they're going to film part of his documentary Saturday.
I
Good.
love Big John.
Right
Yep.
on.
So if somebody wants tickets, it's not a dollar amount. They just show up and they're going to get it, right?
It's $15 at the door. Yep.
Right?
So
And
it is
how-
a dollar amount.
Well, I mean, there's a dollar amount, but how many more people can we squeeze
Well,
in?
I mean, if it's capacity, 4 people walk
think
out,
I-
4
if I-
people
I
walk
honestly
in.
think it sort of depends because like it's such a long show. Some people only come and watch the first 2 or 3 bands. Some people are going to show up right before Tuff goes on. So we're never quite at capacity and until about the time the headliner's on. And there's a really cool there's a side patio, there's a front patio. The weather's going to be nice here Saturday, so people will be hanging out outside. And I really think we're going to be okay. Like again, the goal is to not turn anybody away. So I think we'll be fine.
Awesome.
Right
Can't
on.
wait to see you, brother.
Yeah, it's going to be great to see you guys again. It's been 6 years since we've had Tuff in Cincinnati.
It's been that long?
Yeah,
I
ain't that
remember.
wild?
Yeah, it's been that long. Yeah.
Has everyone been at MVPs, or it's been 2 at MVP, and then the first one was...
No, I think the last 8 have been at MVPs. Now the 8 that have sold out, but before that, like I said, this thing wasn't this big at first. The first few years, it was just me and my friends' bands playing in a little dingy bar to 40 people. I mean, and it's over the years, it's just taken a life of its own.
well,
Do you know Garrett, the GM at the Masonic Temple? Garrett Zimmerman?
Yeah, I do know Gary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See what I'm telling you? See what I'm
Is
telling you?
that Garrett
So
Zimmerman?
we just played with Jackal at the Masonic, and I told him, yeah, I know he's from Cincinnati. I said, yeah, we're playing Kenny Ozfest this next Saturday. He said, oh, I love Kenny. Tell him I said hi. So you do know him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, Garrett's a great guy.
Great guy. Takes care of
One
us.
of the few men that can pull off a mustache.
He has a rockin' mustache. He sure does.
Is it one of the bar
It's
handles?
a tight one. Yeah, yeah.
Well, Kenny, we're going to see you in a couple days. Thank you for calling in, and we're going to wrap this show up here with a shot from Dana.
Yeah, Kenny, we'll look forward to
Thanks for
seeing you.
having me, guys. See you in a couple days.
Love
All
you,
right,
my
buddy.
man.
Kenny Ozfest this Saturday night with the band Tuff. And
See you guys.
So many other
See ya.
bands. 9 other bands.
And
Twin
because
V. I can't think of it. Twin V. Ricky Glam's band. All right,
Okay,
Dana,
so-
Dana has something
yeah,
here
hand
for
me
us.
that shot, and then Dana's going to explain it. The shot caller. Oh, she made some for the boys.
Always something for the
Always.
And we're eating pumpkin pie, just so you know. I started.
This is not just pumpkin pie.
It's
Pumpkin pie cheesecake
from whom?
from John Cleveland Booth. Whoa! Yeah, baby.
We're getting-
special effects. Okay.
All right. Let's hear about it.
Okay, so this is our weekly shot maker. We call her the shot caller, and she's going to explain the greatness she just made for us.
All right, so the theme of this shot tonight, you guys, because I get creative. When Todd rejoined Tuff in 2008, he rejoined Tuff with a show in Mexico. Furthermore, the last time that all of you, that you both played with Tuff, was somewhere just outside of Cozumel, Mexico, earlier this year. So I went with, it's not tequila, it's mezcal. Do you know what mezcal is?
Yes.
Go ahead.
So mezcal is, so tequila is only made of blue agave, but mezcal can be made from a variety of different agaves. And yet it is cooked or processed in an underground pit, so it's very smoky. So your drink is, it has tequila, mezcal, pomegranate juice, and lime juice with a pomegranate seed garnish. And of course, you're going to get your little umbrella there because Mexico. This drink is called Smoke on the Water.
Smoke on the water. All right.
I certainly married
Here we
up.
go.
All right. Do we eat the...
Salute. So we'll do
We'll
this.
do that, yeah. Holy smoke.
Holy smoke. Smoky. Very good. And like I tell you every week, the shot caller keeps all these recipes, and one of these days we're going to release a coffee table book. The shot caller shots here on the Smoke and Talk and Roll video podcast every Tuesday night.
Good times, my brother.
Good times.
We got to get to work.
Well, hey, man, wait a minute. I didn't try this yet. It's our food review. We always do food. We didn't do like a savory dish. So
First
our
time ever
good
doing
friend
this
John
week,
Booth made us a pumpkin pie cheesecake. And here's the deal. Before I eat the first piece, I was just going to take it to my family. I thought to myself, you know what? I should ask Todd if he wants half of it. And you said, yeah, I want half of it.
Yeah.
I got here to get my turkey in the morning of Thanksgiving. I looked at the pie, and you didn't cut it in half and take half of it. I didn't want to cut it in half and take half of it. So we're eating it for the first time now. So, hey, see, pumpkin pie cheesecake, courtesy of John Booth.
John, thank you, brother.
Thanks, brother.
We're fucking
That's
good.
good. Thanks for tuning in. We'll take more phone calls next week. Thanks for your comments on all social media. If you want to come see our show this Thursday night here at Audio Bay with Tuff, call Todd, 216-539-2239. It's dinner and a show, storyteller night with the man Tuff here at Smokin' Rock and Roll. Get a hold of Todd. I'm Billy Morris, Todd Chason. We're Smokin' Rock and Roll. We'll see you next Tuesday at 9 o'clock. See ya!
My man.